Hello and welcome to Spotlight's podcast, where the world of sports meets the power of storytelling. My name is Munira Ramatullah, and my guest for today is Andrea Kidd, who has a very interesting story in sport. And I think so many women have gone through similar journeys or might have gone through similar journeys. Andrea, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
You're most welcome. Andrea started out as a tennis player and played professionally.
Yes, at the younger stage.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about that.
So yes, I started playing tennis since I was like 6 years old. Let's say in my country, it's not. I come from Macedonia, so Eastern Europe. It's quite focused on if you play a sport, you don't play it just for fun.
Yeah, very competitive.
Very competitive. Yes, so you get serious from very young age.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think by the age of like 9, I was already training twice a day, which is like 4 hours a day tennis, along with going to school.
Wow.
And every year he started adding like fitness and other like fitness, athletics, just to improve my performance as a tennis player. So it's a huge commitment, like 7 days a week, 12 months a year, from very young age to be like disciplined, committed in the process, and just be laser focused, right, to become the best tennis player you can be.
Yeah, you had a lot of role models to look up to at that age.
Yes. Well, for me, it was like from nowadays, like Novak Djokovic. So he's around my age. So we played like same tournaments.
Wow.
Ana Ivanovic. So it's like because they're from Serbia, just next to my country.
Yes.
Definitely somebody I could relate to. But yes, unfortunately, it wasn't meant for me.
Yes, you had a knee injury.
Yes, I had a knee injury. And I was playing a Masters tournament in the final. I fell down. My kneecap came out. And so I think that injury and not being brave enough to proceed with surgery kind of made me just give up on my dreams.
But how was that for you?
It was heartbreaking.
I'm sure.
But I also feel like I felt relieved because there was lots of pressure from one of my parents' side. Yes, as a former athlete, having the same experience. Like it was my dad. He was a professional football player in Germany, so he injured his leg, his knee, and then he gave up his career.
Yeah.
So it's kind of repeated like in my way, but I just felt too much pressure on my end that I couldn't handle anymore at age of like 17. So yes, although I was like since 12 below and then 14, 16, every age group, I would be in the top 2 in the country, playing for my national team to a very high level. It just felt like it's never enough. I'm never good enough to my dad's expectation, I guess. And then I felt like when the injury happened, I just thought like, okay, now I can get out of this. Although I did want it to be the like number 1 tennis player as kid when you dream, but from the other side, my personality just couldn't handle anymore the daily pressure from my dad.
Okay, I guess
Sorry, Dad.
I guess my next question was going to be, did you love it for you, or was it more on trying to keep your dad happy?
I loved it for me.
You loved it
I
for
loved
you.
it. I remember at very young age, I would just sit in front of the TV and just watch tennis like without blinking, just in front of cross legs and just looking at the TV. And I remember my mom asking me, like, what kind of sport would you like to play?
Yeah.
And I said, tennis or horse riding.
Yeah.
Out of a sudden, I don't know, horse riding. So yeah, it was kind of easy choice. My parents were like, okay, tennis it is.
Tennis it is. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult having to kind of navigate your own way. I mean, you chose not to have the surgery. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
So you chose not to have the surgery. So did you find that it was, yes, escaping the pressure, but your way of finding you in all of this?
Yeah, I mean, like deep down, there was a fear in me because there was other tennis players who went under surgery and they didn't come back to play. So it's not guaranteed like back in the days, the surgeries weren't as easy as they are now, that you will come back and play. So I took the easy road, I guess, giving up at that time. I regret nowadays because I do believe what coaches said, and now me being as an adult, that I did have a great potential. However, when you're a child, you're still a child at that age.
Yeah.
Yes, you see things a little bit differently.
No, look,
Yes.
you definitely do. And look, I know in tennis they bring them out much younger. I mean, you have players, professional players at the age of 15, 16,
Yes.
you know.
Especially females.
Especially females. And that kind of pressure must be hard.
It is, but I also feel like you don't know anything else because it starts at such a young age.
Yeah.
You that's all you know. Like, I don't know how it is to go out and party and hang out with friends, or just like living the teenager life. Like, to me, it's just like everything is scheduled. My parents drop me, you train, you go to school, you do your homework, you train some more, you go to sleep. On the weekends, you have tournaments. So you just kind of live on repeat.
Wow. Did you feel like at some point you had more of like a, for lack of a better phrase, a business relationship with your parents because of this?
Yes. I do think that. And I think it was seen through, if I'm doing well, everything is well with me and my parents. But if I'm not doing well, then I feel like the relationship would be like more on the wobbly side.
Okay.
Yes. So yes, to some degree.
To some degree.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, they love you more than life itself. And,
Yes.
and I think you know that at the back of your mind. But as you
do.
say, you're still a child.
Yes, I agree. And as a child, you just think that, right, that you're loved only if you do well.
Yeah.
Whereas an adult, you understand that we have different ways to express love and care.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes in a way like, I want you to do well because of this and this.
Yes. And also because maybe they saw the potential in you.
Yes, yeah. They were heartbroken as well.
I'm sure.
I was heartbroken, but yes, I think throughout the years, I've realized what was my main reason why I didn't want to proceed, and that it wasn't just as I got injured, I didn't go for the surgery, and that's it. That there was more to it.
There was more to it than
Yes.
just that. What would you do if, look, I'm not sure what sports your kids play, but if your little girl or your little boy wanted to play tennis?
They both play tennis.
Oh, wow.
By choice.
By choice.
By choice. They started a little bit. My daughter, yes, same age as me. My son started only when my daughter started. He found it interesting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, his first love is football,
Wow.
which is okay.
I'm sure his grandfather loves that.
Yes. But my daughter is between swimming and tennis. She's still not, she's just having fun. I think from my experience, I know not to set any expectations towards my kids. And I'm more supportive for them to do what they love, what they enjoy. And the moment they stop, they don't have to do it. But I have just one rule. If you start something at the beginning of the term, finish the term, and then decide if you want to proceed or not.
Very important life lesson. Hey?
Yes.
Very important life lesson. Always make sure whatever you start, you finish, because then you go through life just starting stuff and just leaving it hanging.
Yes. As soon as it becomes tougher or complicated, you just give up. So this way, I feel like I support them to learn to follow through to their choices. But not, if it's something they tried and didn't like it, that they can try something new. You know, they're still children, and I want them to explore. For me, it was only tennis. I didn't explore other sports.
Yeah.
But I believe when you try different, you find where you fit.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do. And then you transition from, I mean, I always say, looking at you and how you speak about tennis, you loved the sport, you know. You transitioned from there into a coach, a tennis coach.
Yes, I transitioned as a coach because I missed the sport.
Yeah.
I missed when I stopped playing. I really missed from like being dedicated, having to play tennis 4 hours a day, matches of 5 hours every weekend. You know, it's to shutting it totally out. I really missed it. So when I started going to university, there was a job opportunity to be an assistant coach. So this is how everything started during the summer. I started being an assistant coach. I qualified to become a tennis coach. And since 18 years old, I started doing it after uni.
Yeah.
And after 5 years of studying architecture and graduating it, I decided that my heart is in sport. It's not in architecture or anything else.
Why did you study architecture?
Because my mom is an architect.
Okay.
Yes, I think I have the genetics in being very artistic.
Yeah.
However, I also believe, like, I don't know how is it in your country, but in our country, parents influence your choice of school. So yes, it was my first choice was fashion design and a few other choices, but at the end I went for architecture because I liked interior design as well. However, after 5 years of studying, I couldn't see myself.
Really?
Not just doing it, but progressing. To me, it's like when you do something, you love to progress. You love to learn more and educate more, right? And I just didn't feel I have that passion for it.
Okay.
Like I could design my own home, but I didn't want to do it for other people.
Yes.
Where coaching, whether it's tennis or fitness or strength and conditioning, it's about wanting to help other people.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think I found myself more in the coaching career, not just for the love of sport, but for love of like helping people.
That's actually quite interesting. Where, I mean, look, a lot of university students start out with one thing and change and they decide to do something else. But a lot of people in sport usually go for sport careers. But it's interesting that you looked at the creative side of you, which is important because as much as sport might define who you are, you have other sides to you and other aspects of you.
Yes, I agree.
That is. And then how did you get into bodybuilding?
So after I had my son, so that was like 11 years ago, I couldn't any longer coach because it's always in the evenings and I wanted to be at home with my son after nursery and all that. So I wanted to be present. And so I was also struggling with postnatal depression, weaknesses in my body by not doing sport like towards the end of my pregnancy and then all the time for the first year. So I don't know, I had a community gym, just like randomly went there. Something that I remembered from my tennis days. I started playing with lunges and squats. And immediately I felt like, this feels good.
Yeah.
Like, I love how this feels. I'm going to come back here tomorrow. And I'm going to watch some YouTube videos to learn some other things as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like one thing led after another. And I was like a few years in it. And I was just doing my thing, not being structured or anything. I started slowly coaching people, coaching moms as well. And I kept being asked by moms, why don't you compete? You have this amazing physique. Why don't you compete?
Yeah.
Where my shy personality was, I don't feel the need that I need to be on a stage to feel validated. Like I feel good in my own body.
Yeah.
However, I remember there was one lady, she said to me, but why don't you do it from a perspective that it's very inspirational doing this as a mom? Like you are not just like a 20-year-old single living in a gym, you know, but you're already a mom. So this is very inspirational that you could do more things as a mom. It doesn't mean that you can't chase and pursue your goals. And it just clicked. I was like, oh my God, you're just so right.
Yeah.
Like there's no harm in trying and pushing boundaries, right? So this is how I had coach in mind and totally fell in love with the journey. I loved because it reminded me back of my tennis days of the discipline and consistency you have to apply. Everything is timed, like your workouts, your meals, your water intake, like cardio. So to most people, this might be like too much, but to me, it just brought my childhood back.
Yeah.
And I just the more I learned, the more I loved it, and I didn't see it as a struggle. I saw it as like probably as the happiest journey as an adult that I did for myself.
Took you back to your inner child.
Yes.
Look, I don't think a lot or enough gets said about, yes, I mean, a lot of people speak about postnatal depression and whatnot have you, but it affects so much or so many more of us than we actually think.
I do agree. Agree. And I think maybe in the past wasn't as women being verbal about it and expressing it.
Yes.
However, I like that there is so much attention now to the mental side and psychological side of women and what happens during pregnancy and postpartum.
Yes.
There is so much to it that I do like that more women are coming out and talking about this, that this is normal.
Yeah.
And we can help each other by recognizing, okay, so she's going through this, you know, and this one is going through this. It's not weird feeling the way I do.
Yes. It's not. It's okay to struggle and to battle and to lose yourself a little bit in the process.
Yes, I was very lost as a new mom in a city where I didn't have friends. My baby had colic for 8 months.
Oh, my word.
Which means 10 hours of crying a day. So,
yes.
Yeah, like not having the moment to grab a meal or even drink a glass of water. I totally became like malnourished, you know, and I just felt like, who is this person? You know, it's like having a child should be the happiest days in your life, but I wasn't feeling that. And I was feeling something's wrong with me without knowing any more information on it. Or other women going through it, right?
And then you found yourself in the gym.
I found myself in the gym.
Wow.
That was my breakthrough. Like definitely just got me out of because I started being stronger, more energetic, mentally coping with the hours of crying better. Started eating better. My appetite was coming back. So it just got a good momentum to feel myself like good again.
And you went all the way through to professional with that.
Yes. Yeah, I think my personality is like, if you do something, do it 100%.
Do you think, was that like a momentary pass in your life, or was that a defining moment that helped you understand that as a new mother, I can still achieve everything that I want to achieve?
I do agree. Yes, indeed. I think, I'm sure, like I was very shy and I lost my confidence. Being out of sport that no longer I can chase my dreams. Something that brings this happiness in me. And like, I don't know if you can relate it, but it's something from inside that comes. And it just feels like this just feels so right for me. And my competing journey happened 1 year after my daughter was born, so after my second one, 1 year postpartum, to jump into this like massive goal of being 100% dedicated. To me, I was just at the happiest place in my life. I have my children, I have my family, but I'm also working on my own goals. Right? And first competition, I won. Like I won, and I won my pro card. And this gave me the confidence that I did the things that made me uncomfortable, like practice posing in a tiny bikini. Stepping on stage again in a tiny bikini, which I couldn't even sit at the beach in a normal bikini.
Wow.
Right? I would sit like next to the water and just go in the sea. Where now I'm like doing things that are totally out of my comfort zone. And like even if I didn't win, I think I still would have been proud with that achievement that I did it. But the fact that I did, I think it just gave me so much confidence that I can achieve things that I put in my head, not because I don't have time or I'm more tired as a mom, that we do make time for the things that bring us that like internal joy and happiness and fulfillment, and that you do also matter as a mom.
Yes, and I think that's so important because you have kids and get so lost in it, or so many women have kids and they get
Yeah.
so lost in it, in trying to manage a home, worry about the kids, worry that the family and everybody around her is happy,
Yeah.
that they forget that they also matter and they have goals and they have dreams and they need to follow them. Being a mom is the most beautiful thing in the world, but you are also beautiful and you also matter.
Yes. Yes. I think this also comes from society that
Yes.
once you become a mom, that's all you are.
Yeah.
Right? That no longer it matters what brings joy and happiness to you because you're now there to provide, to look after your kids, your family, and just give. But like, what if there is more to it?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what if I fill up my cup and I can even give more?
Yes.
Right? And I can be in a better mental state and happier rather than pretending and giving.
Yes.
Right? Because we know that not always we are happy. We don't have always energy. We have sleepless nights. We have things we worry about our children. There's so many things when you become a mom.
Yep.
Right?
There's a lot.
But what fills up your own cup?
Yeah. And that's important.
100%. I mean, like, I know because I lived through it and I still live through it.
Yeah.
And this is where I work with so many moms that, as you mentioned, they forget themselves the moment they become a mom.
Yeah.
Because you're so tired, you're so exhausted. You feel like there is no tiny bit energy in you to put something that is for you. You feel like you're selfish. You're taking it away from your kids. You're a bad mom because you're doing something for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes, where I think this is like, it needs to be like, the brain needs to be rewired by being around moms who are doing it. And it's okay. We're still amazing moms. We're still committed moms and we want the best for our children.
Yep.
Yes. But we also work on ourselves.
Yeah. It's okay for you to have dreams and to go after them.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, being a mom is amazing, but you also have dreams and goals and needs. And as you say, if I can fill my cup, imagine how much more I can be better out there and give better out there to my family, to the people around me, to my environment and everything else.
Exactly. And just also living the real self, and your kids learn from this, that this is how I want my life to be. So my mom can chase her dreams, but she was always there for us as well.
Yeah.
So why should be just one or the other?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I believe all moms can find their happy medium where they can pursue what brings them joy and happiness and still be the moms they need to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, definitely. You can be anything you want to be. I firmly believe in that. I just, and yes, at times society might not look at it that way, but it's your life. You have one life.
Very true. You have one life and you don't want to live in regrets and what ifs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
because
you don't.
We can earn more money, we can buy more things, but our kids grow up and we can't get back time.
Yeah, you can never get back that time.
No.
And what happens when they're all grown up and they leave? What happens to you?
You're just alone.
Yeah.
Yes, and I see this with many examples. You just stay alone. You feel unfulfilled, not happy because you did what you needed to do, but now your kids
You did what you needed to do for everybody else but yourself.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, true. It is. And from walking around in a teeny bikini and winning, which is amazing, I think it's such an inspirational story, coming from postpartum depression and taking your life back. Like I'm taking my life back, and I'm going to do what makes me happy. You found strength and conditioning.
Yes, yes. I think that was the next one just because of my tennis background. Exposed to sports all my life. I think I've watched any sport event throughout the years on repeat. In our house was sport 24/7. Football, handball, tennis, athletics, swimming, you name it.
Yeah.
It was just constantly what I grew up with.
Yeah.
So I started just to help out in a football club. to help out as a replacement of a coach who wasn't available at the end of a term. And I started learning more about football. It wasn't about tennis. It was actually football, then became tennis. So in different sports, like I would apply my knowledge to movements, how for them to become stronger, more agile, faster, take them in the gym and like on the pitch or tennis court. And kids loved it. Parents loved it. It was a different approach it wasn't very popular here in Dubai. So yes, that's how I started, and seeing progress that young athletes were becoming better at their sport because of adding this like extracurricular activity, right? So yeah, I was enjoying it quite, but still I felt like something was missing. Something was missing.
And did you find the missing link?
Well, the missing link was that when I started competing, I think this is where it comes, my artistic side of it. That I found the beauty that was focused on details, on symmetry, on details. It's not only about lifting weights and doing a sport. But actually the female body, like the female bikini body, like the symmetry and how your shoulders need to be and your glutes, that you can play around with ratios, with food and weights to create the perfect ratios. To me was like, oh my God, I love this. Because I was this like skinny girl with no curves whatsoever, and I was always made fun of it, that I just look like a boy, or I look like a giraffe, or I just look like shapeless from my friends who were curvy. You know, and it was my insecurity. I didn't feel secure in my own body because I didn't look like the girl that society expects me to look like. So finding bodybuilding that I can achieve this without going under surgeries, but like playing around with this knowledge you have. I fell in love with the process. And this is where I was like, this is it. This is what I want to teach other women who feel like me. You know, that whether you are more on the plump side, more curvy, or you're stick skinny like myself, you know, you can achieve your dream body, but it requires work, consistency, to learn not just about training, but other factors about your hormones, your metabolism, and your food. And I think, again, the structure of everything and the beauty, when combined, for me was, this is it. This is where I belong.
And is it where you belong?
100%. This is where I've been for the past 7 years. Yes, for the 7 years. And I'm from being on the gym floor, from managing coaches, to running my online business, like coaching women all over the world. It's truly like it's a great purpose, and it's so fulfilling seeing women giving you the feedback, how they feel, not just achieving aesthetic goal, but how do they feel from the inside? You know, like wearing the bikini they wanted when they go out with their husband and their kids at the beach. You know, or putting a nice dress that they couldn't zip it, and they had no confidence because their arms were like too not as defined as they wanted them to be. You know, giving them that confidence that they can wear the clothes they want, or not wear clothes and feel confident. Right? It's just an amazing feeling for me. Like when I hear it, I'm always like, oh, this is why I love what I do. Yes.
You know, I think it's so important for women to have that positive body image, you know, that it doesn't matter what shape or size you are, but falling in love with your own body.
Yes. So it's not just the body you'll achieve, but through the process, loving yourself. This is something that even when I was competing and I was at, let's say, my most perfect shape, I always used to pick up on myself what more I need to do. I wasn't like, it's still not good enough, but what if I'm like this person or that person or this athlete, you know, which is not the right mindset. However, since I stopped competing, my body is far from what it used to be on stage. However, now I'm happy within my body because I've done the mental work, the physical work, and that now whether it's cellulite or not as defined, doesn't bother me because I am confident in my own body, and that is the true freedom and true happiness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's actually not how shredded you are.
Yeah. True. I agree. It's not. It's about how do I love myself from inside, internally, before I look at the outside.
Yes. And you only achieve this by doing the work.
Yeah.
Doing the work will, I honestly think that the fitness, work on your health builds your character.
It does.
Because you have to overcome so many challenges. Everything you've learned and you haven't done sport, you have to relearn now and be committed in the process and consistent to become this new person that can hold that new body.
Yes.
But you have to become this new person.
Yeah.
Better version of yourself.
Yeah.
If you're still unsure and you're sitting on the fence, then that's it. Those are your results internally.
Yeah.
You know, you are sitting on the fence. You're not 100% committed in this, or 90 or 80%.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you're not. You're not. But it also always goes back to consistency.
It is. Yes. Yes.
You know?
I always say, like, you grow what you put your energy into. You know, that can go to positive, to negative, to sport, to business, to family, to relationship. It's how consistently you show up in whatever you choose.
Definitely. You know, whether it's for myself, whether it's for my family, whether it's for my clients.
Yes. So that's why you can have 10 priorities.
Listen, I battle with that because there's just always so much going on. But yeah, I agree that, you know, but I think also, you know, what you spoke about right from the beginning was the importance of starting something and finishing it. And once you learn that life lesson and you understand that it doesn't matter how difficult it is or how mundane it is or how I find it tedious or whatever, I need to finish it. Then you apply that to everything in life.
100%.
Because you have that internally that I've got to finish.
I have the exact perfect example of this. My last competition 3 years ago drove me to a mental breakdown.
Wow.
It was a very negative experience. I went through literally like breaking down my body, my mental state, my hormones to a very, very dark place, depression. And I did follow through and I finished that competition because I knew whatever I had to go through, I signed up for this and I need to finish it. And I'm the only one who can make the call. Can I stop now? But that thought never came to me. To me, it was like, I gotta see it through.
I've got to see the finish line.
It was 6 months, but 6 months of hell, I saw it through. And it took me a very long time to recover mentally and physically, hormonally from it, but I did follow through. And this is something I teach my kids as well, that once you choose something, you gotta follow through, you know, because this builds your personality.
Yeah, I mean, you should stop looking at the world as candy floss and cloudy, you know, white clouds floating all around, because it's not.
It's not. And I think although we have so much more than what we used to have as children.
Yes.
However, I don't think sometimes it play all in our favor. Actually, world is becoming tougher. Life is becoming tougher.
Much tougher, yeah.
Right? So we have everything on our fingertips, but people are becoming weaker.
Yeah.
They're not becoming more resilient. They're not becoming hard workers, but actually everybody wants the shortcut.
Yes.
Right? Because everything is on the fingertips.
Yeah.
I can't control the world, but I can, to a certain degree, what I expose my children to.
Yes.
That, as you said, it's not all candy floss and rainbows and unicorns.
No, it's not.
Right?
You've gotta build that resilient mindset.
Yes. And that it's okay to fail, and it hurts, and I just listen when they're hurt. I just listen. I don't say it's okay, it doesn't matter, you know. No, I listen. Yes, it hurts. I know when you lost your football game, it hurts.
It hurts. It is what it is.
Because you care. When we care, it hurts, you know, and it's just part of life.
Yeah. one day you're going to win, the next day you're not.
Yes.
And you've got to go through that. You can't go through life expecting to always win or to never go through hard times. But it's how you carry yourself through those hard times to get to the other side. But it's also understanding that it's not going to last forever.
Yes.
I need to go through this, and there's also a lesson for me to learn in all of this.
Yes. We always learn from what hurts.
Yeah.
Not from the celebration moments, right?
No, it's always the hurt.
That feels good, but the next day, okay, what now? But when it hurts, it stays there with you.
Yes.
It teaches you massive lesson of what you didn't like in the process, right?
Yeah.
So you fail, next time you fail better.
Yeah.
Right? Next time you feel better. You become more and more resilient. Nobody became resilient from winning all the time.
No.
Right? That doesn't even exist to me. That's probably you sitting in a sheltered in a bubble, not exposing yourself to anything.
Yeah, true. I agree. It is, you know. It's having that resilient mindset, understanding that I need to finish what I started, and understanding that the world does not revolve around me.
And I think being in sport really helps children from sport from young age to accept that this is okay. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to fail. It's okay to lose.
Yeah.
You know, because it is part of life.
Yeah.
But when you miss out on that opportunity, you haven't done sports, and then life hits you when you moved out from your parents' place. It hurts way worse.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So yeah. Andrea, thank you so much for having this conversation with me. And
thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too, you know, just sharing your journey. And as I say, I think there's so many mothers out there that go through similar journeys. You start out as one, but it's how you continuously keep finding yourself and redefining yourself. And I think that's the beauty of being a woman. You're like, there's so many different phases of your life where you continuously like, okay, 10 years ago, this is where I was and this is what I liked, but now this is where I am and this is what I'm working towards.
Yes, yes. Always evolving, always growing.
Thank you.
Thank you.